Today we're going to talk about Marquise, everything about it. It is such a bespoke cut. To the one that wants it, it is the only one for her.
All right, so let's dive right into it. So we're gonna go over some of the basics, some of the terminology that might help you define what you're looking for. We're gonna review things you wanna avoid, okay? And then we're also gonna review things that will help you figure out some of your preferences, some of the variations that are available. Big one too is we're just gonna even go into style. Some things about how to set it that can change the look and feel. And then lastly, we're gonna even just go into 2 tests that we recommend so that you'll know which one's the best one for you.
The fancy shaped diamond was actually developed in France. Legend has it that it was named after Marquise de Pompadour, the mistress of King Louis XV. It was named after her because it resembled the outlines of her lip.
So why don't we just kind of define this lip-shaped stone? So there's gonna be 3 main aspects to it, and this is just we're gonna use this to help kind of define the shape. So you've got the belly, okay? You've got the point, and then you've got the in-between transition, which we're gonna call the wing. So having just spoken about anatomy, why don't we jump right into the things that you wanna avoid in a Marquise, okay? So one of the clear ones right off the bat is irregularities in the shape of a Marquise, okay? So you might say that it might exhibit like an uneven wing, you know? Simply put though, it's just gonna be uneven, or you'll see it. It doesn't look, it looks almost like crooked, and that's just a sign of a stone that's not cut well. So easy one to avoid. Another big one is just gonna be the dreaded bow tie, okay? We've talked about this in other shapes. Pretty easy to spot most of the time. Really easy to spot this is when you do the lineup test, which is something we always recommend. But it's just, yeah, you wanna kind of minimize that. We always say it's more of a spectrum, but one with a minimized bow tie is always gonna be more pleasing to the eye. And then the last thing, I don't know if it's something to avoid, but what we've noticed is that with Marquise shapes have a tendency to show the natural color of the stone more. So if you have a stone that has a bit of a yellowish or brownish tinge to it, it is definitely easier to see in a Marquise than, let's say, something like a round. So we usually recommend at least an H or higher. Honestly, for people that are sensitive, we usually like to honestly stay around G or higher as a minimum. But yeah, those are just some things that we would start with.
So let's talk about the fun stuff, our preferences. So a lot of people will get really hung up about what's the length to width ratio. Fractions are great and all, but really at the end of the day, let your eyes lead you. What is the visual impact on your hand? So if you would like a Marquise that's more hyper elongated, you're gonna have more spacing at the east to west on your finger. Or maybe you like the Marquise that's a little bit more plump and shorter, will read more focalized. You know, it really comes down to personal preference and how you like it on your particular hand shape.
Yeah, and then there's even just the outline shape of the stone itself. So like, how does it read going from the belly to the point? And some people like it where it just goes straight in. Listen, there's even variations in the point. So you could even have it where it's kind of rounded off, really kind of goes into more of this kind of hybrid shape that some people will call a moval, which is a beautiful thing.
Remember, in the discovery process, this is about figuring out what you like. This is not science, this is art. What's visually appealing to you? What do you like on your hand?
All right, another thing, you know, the shape is one thing, but we want to address also the style. And I'm going to just specifically talk about how the stone is set. Where the claws are going to make a big impact on the shape of the stone as well. So for example, you put the claws at the east and west points, it will make the stone look more plump, okay? Whereas somebody that likes something more elongated, you might want to place the claws a little bit closer to the north and south points. That makes it visually look a lot longer than it would be. So we want to go into a couple practical things to help you guys figure out what you want. So goes without saying you want to see multiple stones. Very important for Marquise. First thing we're going to call it the proportion fitting test, and then secondly the color lighting test.
So where we come in, we really want to enhance the experience for our clients so that you can experience it on your hand. We like to refer to it as a proportion fitting. So when you're trying them on your hand, you're able to see how it reads on your particular hand shape, what is aesthetically pleasing, all of that. For our clients that are out of town, we actually can do this virtually. We're able to superimpose the proportions of the diamond on your actual hand, so you can try that on in the comfort of your own home.
And the other big one is the multi-lighting test, which is super useful for any shape, but really useful for Marquise because of the way that they show up the color. So we like to show natural window light, kind of flat fluorescent lighting, and then finally just kind of what would simulate direct sunlight.
So there you have it, folks. I hope this video was helpful for you. But as we always say, it really is something to be experienced. It's something to be reflective of your own personal style. When you're ready, we would love to meet with you. We can meet with you in our Toronto studio or virtually online.